Welcome to episode 117 of the Sports Marketing Machine Podcast, the show that helps you sell more tickets and grow your fan base. We're all about selling tickets smarter and more efficiently. I'm your host, Jeremy Neisser, and today we're diving into a tricky topic: the difference between running promotions that drive value and ones that just look like desperate discounts. From your free ticket nights that kill brand value to quarter hot dog nights that actually boost revenue, I'm going to break down how to use loss leaders the right way. Today, we're going to learn about what separates a smart offer from a bad one, how to build perceived values even on a low-cost item, and my favorite lunchtime meal, why Costco's $1.50 hot dog deal might be the most brilliant promotion of all time. Stick around. This one's short, strategic, and full examples you can steal. Here we go. Welcome to the episode. Today we're talking about loss leaders. What are they? Which ones work for sports teams? And which ones actually will hurt your business more than anything else? Just a reminder, not every deal is a good deal. And today we're going to break down the difference. All right, let's start off by talking about what a loss leader is anyway. A loss leader is a product sold at a loss or at cost to drive additional purchases. So a loss leader is a product typically sold at loss, that's why it's called loss leader, to drive additional purchases. This is absolutely common in retail, and Costco, like I mentioned in the intro, does that $1.50 hot dog and drink combo. That is a very great example of a loss leader. In sports, this could be cheap tickets, discounted food, discounted drinks, or free merch, but not all are created equal. All right, let's talk through the ones that work. There are several teams that do some sort of combination of this. The Vermont Lake Monsters do hot dog hysteria, where hot dogs are a quarter. Other teams may do $1 hot dog night, whatever it may be, but that's a great example. It creates a buzz. It absolutely feels like a steal, but fans still pay full price for tickets, beer, parking, merchandise. They pay full price for everything, but it seems like an absolute steal for the fan. So the upside: great crowds, you get concession sales, some social media attention. Those are marvelous. I can speak, for example, the Vermont Lake Monsters. I'll put a link to the show notes. They do it twice a year. They do it on Tuesdays, and it sells out. That's marvelous for them because they created something that people look forward to every single year, and they are selling out a game that's typically not a great crowd for most sports teams. Let me give you another example. Some teams do Kids Eat Free on Sundays with a paid adult ticket. This drives family attendance without cheapening the ticket value. It increases foot traffic for concessions, especially when adults are buying drinks and food and beverage. And everybody knows when you're bringing kids to the game, you're spending typically 2 to 3 times more because kids want the ice cream, they want cotton candy, they want pretzels. They will literally eat all game long. So Kids Eat Free with a paid adult ticket. This is definitely a high perceived value, drives attendance without cheapening the ticket value. Let me give you another one. Some teams do Savings Sundays, $2 ice creams, $2 popcorn. Okay, that one makes sense. Full ticket price. Thirsty Thursday, teams across the country have been doing this for years. Side note, this was actually trademarked by the former owner of the Asheville Tourists. He trademarked Thirsty Thursday in the 1980s. The Asheville Tourists are a minor league baseball team. Still to this day, the trademark of Thirsty Thursday is owned by the Asheville Tourists. So there's a good did you know. All right, here's another one. Six Flags Kids Day. The first 250 kids under 4 feet get a free admission voucher to Six Flags. The San Antonio Missions do this. Oh, this is the San Francisco Giants. They do a BOGO, buy one, get one free flight voucher for Alaska Airlines. They do this every year, and it sells out. So you could go and buy a ticket to the game, and when you buy a ticket to the game, you show up, they're going to give you a buy one, get one free flight voucher. Teams, this is a marvelous idea because the Giants aren't discounting the price. Alaska Airlines, the sponsor, is, and it's definitely driving more people towards them. So they're willing to give up a flight voucher for a few $100s to be able to get contact information and what have you. All right, another one here, merch add-ons, not giveaways, add-ons. For this, you can buy a $5 ticket package. Several teams have done this before where it's, hey, it's a $10 ticket, but you can buy a add-on a $5 ticket for $5 to buy this hat for tonight. That definitely drives impulse purchases and a perceived value. Hats are typically $30+ for most teams, so buying a $5 cap as part of a ticket plan, that will move tickets. And in some cases, this is definitely not like a nice new era cap. This is a cheapo hat, but for $5, maybe they pay $3, $4 for it. They sold some incremental ticket revenue for that. All right, I've seen some other teams do some things like this, ticket plus bonus. So you buy 2 tickets, you get a free soda. You buy 2 tickets, or buy 2 tacos, you get 2 tickets, 2 tacos for $20, things like that. I've seen that. It keeps the perceived ticket value intact while adding the incentive. So there's a few ideas. You can kind of come up with your own ideas, but there's lots of teams out there doing similar things. What I'm strongly discouraging teams to do are your free nights or your sponsor buyout nights, and I'll explain why. This gives a perceived value. It removes the perceived value. It basically says, hey, the sponsor paid for tickets, everyone gets in free. Yes, but the fan doesn't get the connection to that. Obviously, the team's getting the revenue, the sponsorship or ticket revenue from the sponsor, but it doesn't look good from a fan's perspective because they're used to paying. They should be paying. So, all right, let's talk the loss leaders that hurt. Just kind of hit on one right there where free tickets or those buyout nights. This trains fans to wait for the freebies and undermines the season ticket value. And it doesn't really guarantee a spend when people are in the building. Like free tickets left on the counter, you go to local Piggly Wiggly, pick up a coupon for a free ticket, doesn't guarantee that someone's going to buy anything when they get in. That's the old school mentality. I'm going to give away free tickets and make money on parking and concessions and what have you. That just doesn't work anymore, and that's a really bad business model, truth be told. Or a discount too deep or too often. If you did BOGOs every single night or 50% off every single game, you're conditioning fans to expect that. Definitely hurts brand value there, the revenue, and of course, loyalty. All right. What should teams do instead? Use the value perception strategically. Make fans feel like they got a deal without devaluing the core product. So a great example is that quarter hot dog night that I mentioned earlier. Hot dog hysteria. It's a quarter hot dog night. Fans feel like they get a deal without devaluing the core product. Budget smartly, or bundle smartly. Here's the next one here. Bundle smartly. So ticket and food and drink equals high perceived value. So bundle smartly, tickets plus food and drink, high perceived value. And of course, data wins. When you're taking a look and you're doing these types of promotions, watch redemption rates, watch sales lift. If your deal doesn't really increase total revenue on specific things that you think it would, just don't do the deal anymore. So let me give you an example. That hot dog hysteria, they sell a boatload of beer on that night. People come in and they're buying hot dogs at a quarter. They're buying 20 of them, 10 of them, 6 of them, whatever it is. But they're selling a boatload more beer than they normally would, especially on a Tuesday. And it's more comparable to what would happen on a sellout Saturday. So think about this, what teams should do. Use value perception strategically, make fans feel like they got a deal without devaluing the core product. Watch your data and bundle smartly. All right, main takeaways from this episode. Not all loss leaders are created equal. Use the ones that bring in more revenue elsewhere, right? Never discount the core product, which is really your tickets, truth be told, unless there's a clear revenue path. Create deals that drive additional spend. Think food, drink, merch, some other add-ons. Think about those. So create deals that drive additional spends and test and track. If you're not seeing a lift in per cap or engagement, tweak the offer. Think about it. If you're not really getting to where you are, where you think you should be from an engagement or per cap, make some tweaks to the offer. You aren't set in stone, but if you've got something that hits and it does really well and you just need to keep doing it year after year to build consistency, then you're going to be on to something and really have a great night. So some ideas. I'm just going to throw out some ideas. The kids eat free with paid adult tickets. That's a great one. That works. You could do it on Sundays. You could do it on Tuesdays. You could do it on some other ones. If you want to do throwback prices night, beer and popcorn or $3, something like that, you could do that. Discount merch tied to winning. You could try something like that. $5 off every goal scored last night. Some idea like that. You could do that. Or even $2 tacos, $5 margaritas on Thursday games. That would be fun. Kind of really puts that together. So, all right, let's wrap this puppy up. Smart promotions don't just get people in the door. They increase what they spend once they're in there. So let me say it again. Smart promotions don't just get people in your doors or in your gates. They increase what they spend once they are in there. Loss leaders can work if they lead to more value. Loss leaders will work if they lead to more value. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. If you found some value in today's episode, we appreciate you listening. Be sure to pop on over to Spotify or Apple and leave a rating or review. It would mean the world to me, but more importantly, it would get into front of people who are just like you, trying to sell more tickets and grow their fan base. Until next time.